Hey everyone, it's Kai. All of you are probably asking, if you're watching this, why did we choose the cards that we did for this ban list? I'm just going to go ahead and get to the important cards for the Nats season that I think should be adjusted. Not that I think that we're guaranteed to get a list, but I think we should. I think there's a lot of gameplay interactions that probably aren't healthy for the format, and so this list kind of like hopes to address some of that. And so we have a longer ban list video after this, but this is the one that addresses the important cards. And so if you're here just for that, then just watch this part. If you want to get to the other part where we talk about all the other cards on the ban list that could be changed and stuff that probably other cards that should be hit, then please enjoy the rest of the video with Lily. She's a wonderful theory crafter. She loves Yu-Gi-Oh just as much as I do. And so, yeah, let's get to it. So she's not here with me because we just finished recording the video, but I figured we should do this. So for the Rizal hits, we settled on Cross, Ouroboros, Feral Imps, Fossil Dyna, Protos, and Harvey Feather Duster. And so Cross is just very unhealthy for like non-engine. Like you have to play Droll, you have to play everything but Nib in order for your opponent to not lose the game on the spot. And like Rizal being able to ignore so much non-engine for basically free, and like the way this card interacts with non-engine and even engine sometimes is just really toxic. And now with it getting out basically for free from Star Rizal, and being able to insulate plays not only from Rizal but also Mitsurugi and also all the other engines that you could be playing, like Fiendsmith even, or like Heraldic and all that stuff, I think it's just very toxic. Speaking of Heraldic, I think we thought Ouroboros, like just hand looping in general is just not great gameplay, and the fact that you can loop this card and hand rip multiple times is probably very bad. Labrynth is different because you could just Ash the welcome, and usually you don't get a hand rip or you don't get two hand rips. Just one hand rip usually isn't enough anyway. Whereas Ouroboros, you can hand lip your opponent for like 2-3 times and then also end on a full board that has multiple interruptions. And so we just thought that was like too much and not healthy for the game. Even if the deck breaks a lot, even if the deck isn't as consistent or not as good going second, we just think this is bad gameplay. Same thing goes for King of the Feral Imps. Like this card being able to bridge into so many engines for free just off 2 level 4s, we think that's like too much, and I don't want to hit pure Mitsurugi because I think pure Mitsurugi isn't even like that much of a problem. The main problem was just playing other engines with it, and so stuff like King of the Feral Imps being there to be able to help you get stuff for free basically, because Rizal, you just want your cross and your detonator. That's like the most important part, and then everything you do after that, a lot of players have been going like to guards to draw into hand traps. So like being able to just straight up go into Feral Imps and then get another like 2 to 3 interruptions, or like card value after that for free is just too much, right? I know it loses to draw, I know it loses to all that stuff, but like you don't want a format where everything is decided on like one hand trap. And so Fossil Dyna is just, this card should have been banned a long time ago. It's just basically like a water bear statue. It's like a searchable, and you can get it out and you can protect it under Desiree. The fact that you can control special summon monsters and normal summon this thing is just like absurd to me. Yeah, it's just very bad gameplay. Like Protoss, same thing. Locking players out. This card should always have been banned. I don't think Banshee is the way to ban it because Banshee like enables other strategies like Snake Eyes, Crystal Beast, and all that stuff. Being able to bridge between those decks is probably fine. It's just doing it under like with Rizal and then being able to like even like play through Ash Blossom and Nibiru because you have cross up. It's just really absurd. I don't think Protoss is just good gameplay as well. Same thing with Heartbeat Featherstorm. I know this card isn't played in every list, and it's probably win more, but just like it's just been problematic for a very long time. I just don't think it should be in the game. Like it lingering and just like stopping everything is like too much. And also the conditions for it is tutorable from the extra deck, which is not good. So it's probably too consistent. Mistaken Arrest, just the idea of like not liking floodgates, and this card not only is a floodgate, it also stops your opponent from searching. Like the fact that you can chain it as if it was an Ash Blossom is like really not good. At least Troll lets your opponent search once. This like if you're playing Malice and you draw this card, you're almost always winning. Um, like no deck can play through like Cryptor Banish and Firewall Bounce under Droll or under like a Mistaken Arrest. So um, Lingeribo, and also you can't like call by it or anything. So Lingeribo is our hit. So we chose like numerous hits for Malice as well. A lot of people have been banning Whitebinder. I think Whitebinder is fine. The Banish is fine. Banish 3 from Graves is fine. Maybe the draw's a little problematic. And the ability to set the trap. But I think setting the trap is like instrumental to how Malice plays as a deck. I just think the field spell doesn't facilitate the play style of the deck. For example, like grabbing a field spell for free to now you can play around Nib is like not what the deck is about. The deck is about like keeping your interruptions separated and being able to like interrupt your opponent through monsters that aren't necessarily on the board all the time. It's kind of like this ghost effect where like the cards are not there but they're also there at the same time. So I think the trap cards are very healthy, but the problem is like doing the combo stuff on your turn, like being basically unstoppable. Like not even Nib does anything really. If you ever get to Red Ransom, it's probably over. So the idea is that you ban Red Ransom, hurts your follow up, hurts you don't get a hair for free basically. Lingeribo is just like this card's just like Malice should be able to lose to Impulse, or like Impulse should get some value, not zero. If you just open Malice plus Extender. I know you can still play through it, but like Lingeribo probably is the problem. Players should just play Almirage or Bailings or something instead. Allied Codes, just Malice shouldn't have negates. I mean, a lot of people aren't ending on it anyway, but I think this card just, not only is it incredibly win more, it's also like if it's there, it's very toxic, and if you draw no interruption whatsoever, you're probably losing the game because of it. So our hit for Fiendsmith, I mean, a lot of people are tired of Fiendsmith, so like Fiendsmith, we don't want to hit the main engine. I mean, the deck, you want to tutor to it anyway, so we're just going to disable people from being able to tutor to it. Exciton and Closed Moon, I do like Exciton as like a going second card, but still it's probably not good that just any two bodies generically can get you to Fiendsmith Ryziel, or to get you to Fiendsmith Engine from all these decks. Like it's almost too free with the amount of bodies that these decks can get out. So our hit to water is Water Statue, same thing with Fossil Dyna, it's just not good gameplay. Same thing with Moline Glacier, like Ouroboros, like Ripping 2 is just not good. And this card is like too free. You just search it off one Dragoon search, or like you search it off one search and like that's it. You just get to rip 2 cards out of your opponent's hand. We chose to ban the 1-ups. It's just, when you get sacked by like a sacking 1-up, it just doesn't feel good. Talents as a going second card, when you thrust for it is fine, but like the problem is looking at the hand going first. So we just didn't think these cards were like, if you're playing, if this card ever resolves in a game, like going first, it's just like, I don't think, it's not entertaining. The opponent is probably not happy at all. Like you would much rather something else be happening. Ibli, the reason why Ibli's here is because Mermaid is banned, or we're unlimiting Mermaid for like Orcus support, so it's probably fine. So then you have to ban this, otherwise you can search it. Paradise is a preemptive hit for K9. The idea is that you don't want K9 you don't want a format where Paradise is like legal ever, because we already had that in OCG and it was just not a good look in OCG. So I think this card being here probably is better for the future of the game. X Ryziel is our other hit. We wanted Ryziel to be more consistent in other ways. X Ryziel being able to just get itself out for free on its own as an individual push is probably not great, or it's like too good. And like X Ryziel is just like one of the best cards of the game right now, so limiting it I think is correct, and unlimiting Sword here makes more sense. Like this card's a normal summon, and then if you have other Ryziel cards, you're like rewarded, whereas X Ryziel by itself is already a good push. Backup, the reason why we're doing this is because we initially wanted to limit the link ones, or ban the link ones, but you can't ban all the link ones, so we're just choosing to limit backup ad ignister instead, and then making players play I Meet You if they want to open this card as an extender. I think this card as an extender is very powerful. So if you're going to use this as an extender, you should play heavily into Droll. You should play heavily into everything else. So I put Sixth Sense there. It's for fun. You know, Sixth Sense as a one of probably isn't going to do that much. If you thrust for it, it's probably not great. That means your engine was probably stopped. The only deck that can do this is like Lab with Trapaholic. This is technically a buff to Trapaholic, but even then, you know, Trapaholic, you're either drawing 6, you know, like heavy traps. If you're playing the heavy trap version, you're gonna draw 6 traps which are completely dead. Anyways, this is like Lab stuff. Okay, people probably don't care, but I did the theory for Lab. It's just like very inconsequential. If you draw it as a one up, you're not gonna lady set this because you know there's not that many good top decks anyways. So Fulos is semi-limited because I mean I know we did hit Fiendsmith a little bit, but I do think Fulos, which means you could probably semi-limit Fulos because we did hit Fiendsmith a little bit, yeah. And I think Lily, this is Lily's idea because Lily wanted players to use other Mulch Armories more often rather than this one because this one is just so generic. It applies to almost every deck in the format. Rapier, she just put a Rapier here because it's probably okay. Like, it can come back. I mean, it's funny because Rapier by itself as a limited card is basically vanilla, which is very funny. White Rabbit to 3 is our choice of making Malice more playable, and like we want players to be able to play the game. You know, every time I go to like locals or whatever and I see Malice players, the biggest complaint is usually like, oh, I bricked. Like I wasn't able to even play the game because I didn't draw engine. Or like, you know, I think we should bring back the idea of playing more lures, playing like this deep draw, like combo, and then make like a very sick board that it doesn't include an Omni Negate that can actually lose to like your opponent drawing good non-engine that are paired. And so I think that kind of like gameplay is like very fun. So you want them to be able to play the game first, right? I think Malice still has like a starter issue, and like that's just how it is. So Sword, same thing. Like I know we're limiting X-Ryzeal, but like there's more level 4 stuff than there is like Malice starters. I think the Mermaid is for Orcus. Just like Orcus probably needs more support. I know people are playing it now with like Mitsurugi and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure the Mitsurugi, like you're making hard making ding, probably doesn't feel that great. Mermaid just allows Fiendsmith to bridge into Orcus as well, which is okay. Just Orcus probably needs a buff because the set the Battles of Legend set is very bad. Like a lot of the cards are worth nothing. Like I've been winning locals, and I've been pulling like almost nothing because like none of the cards are good, or like they're heavily shorted burn it as well. I'm pretty sure. And then Lily put Monster Born because it's like this is the wild card. It's fine. Like it can like serve as a pseudo breaker, but no, this is just for fun. Yeah. Okay. Enjoy the rest of the video, and that's the real video, actually. There's a lot more fun stuff in that one, but this one is the explanation of what I think the meta should be for Nats. And yeah, I think if we did this, it would be a lot more entertaining. People would be happy. They'd be excited to play without all of these cards. Yeah, okay. See you guys. Okay, hey everyone. This is Kai, and I'm here with...
I am Lily. I topped a YCS, so I have objective opinions.
Yeah, and today we're going to go over what we think should be like our takes on the current ban list and how it should look going into Nats. And before we get started, we're going to go over what our goals are and our objectives are when it came to choosing the cards on this ban list. So first is gameplay diversity. We want cards, players to be able to play whatever they want, and since we don't have set rotation, we have like the deepest card pool of like almost any game, so we should fully embrace that and encourage players to play whatever they want.
So next we want to promote interaction. We want to have players play the game. If there's something that their opponent has, they should be able to out it with their engine. And cards like Skill Drain Teak-Boo rivalry, they don't really promote that interaction and ability to combat your opponent.
Yeah, it keeps the games like entertaining and actually fun and interactive, as opposed to like just like I have the flood and you can't do anything. Yeah,
Every game should feel winnable.
yeah. And then we should embrace older strategies. Cards on the list that aren't really impactful in the current metagame, they shouldn't be there if they don't have to be. And that way players can just, they can do whatever they want. And if they want to play a deck that's like slightly weaker, they should be able to. Okay, so this is the Unlimit section. First is Sword Ryzeal and Malice. White
Don't be
Rabbit.
scared about don't be scared about those. We're hitting other stuff, so we just felt like we could give them a little
Yeah.
give
So
them a little bone.
this is like a foreshadowing because we're gonna hit the engines in ways that lower their ceiling. So in exchange for that, we want them to be able to like be more consistent because it's not fun to brick, and so we want to promote games where players are doing their strategy more consistently, but not in a way that's completely unfair to the opponent. Yeah.
And the reason I chose sword here is because it's the least splashable starter. So you're gonna be able to, if you open your sword, it's a lot better in a pure Ryzeal deck than it is in like a Mitsurugi or a Fiendsmith Ryzeal deck.
Yeah, because it can't like summon itself out for free like X. Yeah. It's a lot worse going second too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And then White Rabbit. Why White Rabbit over like Dormouse, for example?
Dormouse is a bit too powerful when opened with combinations of Allure of Darkness or like the field spell to follow it up or Chessy Cat. So I brought White Rabbit back because it's a good starter, but it's a worse starter.
Okay.
So it promotes those lower end boards that are less toxic.
Yeah. Also, why not? Why didn't we touch the field spell? Because it's not a real
Um,
summon.
bec- because extenders should be a thing. You shouldn't lose to Imperm.
Okay. All right. So now for the crazy ones. 3 grass, 3 reasoning, and 3 monster gate. Do you have an explanation for why you chose these?
Because they promote engine based decks that feel that have more interesting games. Like if you're going against a 60 card grass pile, they're going second. You're probably going to have a really interesting game because you're going to have your interactions and they're going to have their engine to follow up. But also mostly just because they can just come back and they're chill and they won't do much in the metagame.
Well, cards like grass and stuff, like if they're going second, it's likely it'll get negated or like, stopped some way 'cause it's also ashable. So I think it's like completely fair. Although grass is not hard once, so like if you draw 2 or like with a thrust or something, I could see how that's like a little problematic.
It's only problematic if it gets ashed. Like grass doesn't do anything if you open 2 of them and it's not negated. Because
Well, yeah,
your
yeah,
deck
yeah.
count's going to be the same.
But it means your opponent doesn't have like a way of stopping it, like with just ash. Um, and then it means your deck is probably built way differently, and probably have to make a lot of concessions to your deck that makes it probably weaker, like going second,
Mhm.
or maybe even going first if you have to play a bunch of mill targets. So I think it's like completely reasonable. Same thing goes for reasoning. Um, like only certain decks can play reasoning. Like there's this Labrynth deck where you play like 2 lovely, and then only 2 lovely and just mill a bunch of traps. Like I think that's super creative, and not playing any hand traps, like that's perfectly fine in my opinion.
Reasoning
Um,
and Monster Gate are at 3 in Master Duel, and I think OCG as well, and they don't
and
do
nobody's
anything.
playing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Monster Gate has to tribute a monster too. Like that's what's crazy. Okay, and then the breaker cards, like the going second cards, Heavy Storm and Lightning Storm.
I think we should promote breaker based gameplay because I don't entirely know why, but it just ends up being more fun than hand trap gameplay most of the time.
Well,
So
most of the time, the people stuff that people set should be chainable anyways. Like for example, like GWC and all that. Players are probably gonna have to like be more cognizant of not like committing everything to the back row. I mean, I say this as a lab player. I mean, although we have a lot of chainable stuff. I mean, Daruma or whatever still gets hurt by this, and it just encourages us to play more like a different play style. For example, like we can play around this by summoning a lady and then chain the effect to set a rollback. And so I think this is perfectly fine. If players are drawing Heavy Storm, that means they're not drawing like the obscene hand traps to stop you. So if you get full combo, I think it's perfectly fine. Like just hitting back row is like okay. Lightning Storm is a hard one. So like as a 3-of, I mean like just seeing one of it, and like most decks have like they either summon in defense or they have like a destruction protection or something. So I think it's totally fine.
I will say this does leave a little fear about Tenpai, but I think that's fine because I think the best of 3 solves it.
Well, it's not Tenpai though. It's probably Striker now, right?
Striker's fine. I think Tenpai is the scary one. Striker is the chill one. Striker can exist.
I don't know how like easily Striker like new Striker OTKs now. I don't even think it could always do that.
We don't even get Camellia yet.
True.
We're still missing support.
No, and these spell cards are really slow. So like being spell speed 1 is like it's completely fair. Yeah, like Gordon Schneider is like I think way better than these 2 cards, and it just
Most
doesn't even see play.
Most of the time, it'll just trade with a single one of your opponent's back row because they'll have like a Desiree or a Great Purification, and it'll just trade with that.
Yeah, or like Solemns, for example. And this being like an out to like multiple Solemns, like sometimes players will just like be goaded and just draw into multiple Solemns after Garage or something, and like Heavy Storm be able to like force at least some of them is like I think fair.
It's a counter to the blowout going first cards.
Yeah, and we're banning a lot of the floodgates, so yeah. Okay, Snatch Steal. This card doesn't do that much.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Change of Heart, same thing.
Wait, it's changing
it's lower. Yeah. It's lower down. Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't do that much. They target like detonators, like for example, like Detonator, like maybe Change of Hearts forces Detonator to pop itself.
Snatch Steal's at 3 in Master Duel. I think Change of Hearts at 3 in Master Duel. Neither of them see play.
Yeah. But that's because Master Duel has a lot more like they end on way more omnis, right?
Even in it does have a little bit more omnis than TCG's current format, but like still, I don't think they would see play anyway. Like they don't even see play in like Striker, which is where you would expect them.
Yeah. Card of Demise, I put it here. This is my idea. Lily did not agree, but I think it should be fine. Decks that don't special summon are inherently a lot weaker than decks that do special summon. And so being able to replenish your hand or like, and also if you're setting 5, you're gonna just draw like 3 cards, and then it's like basically Pot of Duality, and Duality is not even that good. And this card plays in a Droll, it plays in like everything. If you're playing a deep draw deck, so I think Card Demise is totally fair to have at 3. They have it at 3 at OCG, and none of the top decks play it at 3. So.
And before we lose to Chainburn.
I mean, like, how does Chainburn even win going second? That's the thing. Like Mourner.
I think there's actually, I think the current Chainburn strategy is to go second.
With Mourner and shit?
Granted, no, like with Lava Golem and stuff.
No,
and
no, that's so slow.
No, because you have Just Desserts, you have Ceasefire, so you let your opponent set up all their monsters, and then you just flip them, and your opponent can't really do anything about them.
I mean, but Malice is gonna hit your traps after you set them. That's the thing. Like
yeah. No, it's
Ryzel.
I'm not actually concerned about Chainburn.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, Branded Fusion to 3. Did we ban Ido?
Branded's not doing anything.
What about Ido?
Wait, is Ido not banned?
Wait, let me check.
Oh, get Ido in there.
You did not hit Ido.
Get Ido in there.
Okay, so what's the name?
Actually, I think I just want to do Sanctifier. Just put Sanctifier in
Sancti
there.
instead? Yeah, fair. Wait, you think unban Nightmare, Gimmick Puppet Nightmare?
No.
No, okay.
It's never Gimmick Puppet doesn't play it. There's no reason to unban it.
Okay, so 3 Branded Fusion. We are nerfing the ability of Branded to go into the
The
locks.
locks with the Sanctifier locks.
Yeah,
So
so it should be fair,
Branded
right?
Branded
Chimera
Branded can
doesn't even do that
Branded
much.
can have three. Branded can have 3 fusion anyway. It's chill.
I mean, they have so
Deck's
many
not
ways of getting to it. It's fine.
the deck got like 2 tops in the past month.
Yeah, and this locks you into fusions, so it's like that's chill. You can't do like crazy stuff. The shufflers. So you would know more about the shufflers as a tiered
Okay,
player.
so first off, modern tiered builds aren't playing more than like 1 shuffler anyway, so they can come back. And even if like tier comes back, like I think, or like some other graveyard based decks, I think they promote healthy gameplay because it's non-engine that you have to specifically mill. You can't use it going second, really.
A Labrynth though? We used to play this.
Yeah, and I think that's cool
That
as
was
hell.
fun. Yeah, that was good.
I think that's really cool gameplay. I think that should be around.
Yeah. No, like these cards not doing anything going second is like the big
Yeah.
thing.
I
And yeah, that's like the biggest like it was probably during what Keldo or like no Agito.
it's only a problem if you have the millers,
Yeah.
and without the millers, then I don't think they're a problem at
Yeah,
all.
I don't know how
And
these cards
you
are.
wouldn't even play more than 1 or 2 at anyway.
Yeah. Barrage does nothing.
Yeah, that
Like
Legal
at
and
one
Master
does nothing.
Legal and Master Duel, Sharvar's Legal and Master Duel,
Yeah, same with
Clap
Sharvar.
Serpent, Wyvern Burster, Chaos Space, I think are Legal and Master Duel.
No, like
Chaos
all
Space
these-
is yeah.
All of these decks, like all these decks do almost nothing. Like all these hits are so archaic. It's back when like Dragon Link won Worlds or something, right? Poly.
Chaos Space was so random. I don't know why Chaos Space
4?
was limited. I mean it was for Dragon Link, but in a format where Dragon Link was not the best deck.
I mean, it won.
I don't know why they limited Chaos Space.
Yeah, I just think all of these cards can come back and like people wouldn't even bat an eye. Like nothing.
I think it was like in Kashtira format or something.
Oh, Morphing Jar FTK is a thing.
No. No,
It
it's not.
is. You
It's
just take
not a
your opponent
thing.
out.
It's not a thing. It's not a real thing. Gimmick Puppet is more consistent.
True. No, yeah. So like Morphing Jar, why is this card ever at 2? You know, like it's a flip effect, man. Okay.
We could just skim through a bunch of these. Morphing
Yeah.
Jar's fine. The Pearly Memories are
What about,
fine.
like, the runic cards? You don't care?
Fountain's fine.
Okay.
Especially, it's only a I'm gonna sound like a Joshua Schmidt stan.
We are
Fountain.
Joshua Smith stands here.
Runic is only a problem when it has floodgates behind it.
Agreed.
Sacred Tree's fine. It's not good enough this format. Hornet Drones is at 3 in Master Duel.
Yeah, I don't know
Circular's
why
at
Hornet Drones is not 1. We're getting striker support too. I think it's because Yummy. You think Yummy they're gonna play this as a starter when
Hornet Drones was just historically Hornet Drones was at 1 because it was splashed in other decks.
okay,
like,
okay, fair.
Orca Striker was a thing. So
Oh wait,
that's
this could be
why-
mainly like Malice too.
yeah, but I think that's fine.
Okay.
Circular's fine.
What? How's Circular
yeah.
fine?
It's at 3 in Master Duel.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Why isn't anyone playing? Okay, never mind.
Because it's bad.
It's good. Rip 3 Omni.
Okay, it's
shit.
good, but it's not better than what's available.
I think people are just gonna play this plus like Malice, and it's gonna be like a little tough. But we'll see. We'll see.
If they would, then they would already.
No, it's at 1. True Draco cards can all come back. As a
Yeah.
True Draco player, this deck is like so bad, like horrendously bad. Diagram should always have been at 3. I think it's just because the True King shit with dinos, but That's not even real.
We can just skim over most of
Yeah, it
these.
just gets
Like,
trolled. Most of these cards.
Infernity's fine, Astrograph's fine, Master Plan's fine, Glow Bulb's fine, Sky Blaster's fine. Substitute
What is the
is
Sky Blaster card?
I don't know.
Why is it on there? What?
My
Okay.
my guess is that it's an early Link era hit. It's at 3 in OCG and Master Duel, and
Interesting.
nobody plays it. Substitute is fine
Why
because
is Greffer 1?
Substitute is because Ronin was banned, so Substitute is fine. Only because Ronin is banned.
What does
I don't
Greffer
know.
even do? Like a lot of these cards, you have to just ask, like, why is it even on there?
Yeah, Greffer's chill.
It's just foolish.
Brilliant Fusion doesn't see relevance at 1, so it can be at 3. I don't think we're afraid of Gem Knight being a thing, and
It's also a continuous spell, so
nobody's
you can, like, stop it.
Yeah, nobody's afraid of a free normal summon anymore.
As long as
you can have an
like the FTKX aspect of it, like it's super Gucci, and there's no new support
and
too. I don't know why they didn't.
I think the FTK isn't available, so it's chill.
Yeah, you can't do it anymore. Yeah,
Final countdown's at 3.
1. Like, oh, come on.
Instant Fusion isn't, and Metamorphosis are interesting ones. I think they're fine. I don't see any broken things you can do with them, and if there are, then those should probably be the things that are banned.
Well, those are like, if any of these cards become a problem, then you hit them again. You know, we should like experiment.
It's more of you hit the problem card instead of hitting the thing that gets to the problem card.
Chicken game, and so the drawing thing. I mean, they play more to draw and all that. It's fine.
Draw cards are chill. They don't do anything in Master Duel.
The deep draw decks don't play hand traps. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And so like, they're just inherently worse, and so they should be allowed to do this stuff.
They're chill.
Like better draw or something. I don't know.
Poplar's chill.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna play more than 2.
Monster Reborn though, like this card.
I think this is an interesting one.
We have like a 12 card Monster Reborn though, but like you can't.
I really like the idea of 3 Monster Reborn. I think it makes for good, interesting gameplay. Nobody's gonna build their deck around it because that's not how deck building works anymore. So it's just gonna be an option, and I think it's really cool as an option.
Yeah, I agree. Like this doesn't do anything. Like, what are you gonna play as a 3 of? Like, there's no way.
I've seen some people. It's very rare that you even see the 1 Monster Reborn, and I think if you don't see the 1, then you'll probably not see the 3. Where it is interesting, so I like it.
As a thrust target, that's.
I seen it in a Pearly list. That's all I can remember seeing it in, and I think that
Ultimate Offering does nothing. Like,
if it enables an FTK, then
wait, Monarchs. We should bring this back.
If Ultimate Offering enables an FTK, then please let Lame know. But as far as I'm aware, this card would not do anything.
No, the Monarchs, they can like do all their effects.
That's cool.
Broken. That's fine.
Hell yeah.
Electromite could come back.
As long as they don't play. As long as they stop doing Domain.
No, but Domain is in the game. We didn't touch it.
Yeah. As long as they stop it. Like do your Monarch effects.
So we have to ban it.
Do your Monarch effects. Yeah, probably. I'm not going to touch it, but if it becomes a problem, then sure.
Okay, Heavy Metal Foes, Electromite.
Cards in Master Duel doesn't do anything. There's an argument it should be at 1 instead of the 3 that we put it at, but I don't think the 3 is a problem. Pendulum is...
If you want to play Pendulum, let them play Pendulum. They just lose the nib anyway.
Yeah, Penslop is really in a really rough spot.
No, Pendulums just can't play like hand traps, I'm pretty sure. There's gonna be new, what's that deck called? Soulful Chord cards coming out. I don't know if they get shipped.
Yeah, Soulful Chord's cool though.
Wait, Assault?
Soulful Chord's like
really?
the cool deck. Assault doesn't do anything.
This card's broken.
Fine. Yeah, card's broken in a deck that is broken anyway.
They make like hella Omnis. Okay, we'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Infernoble is fine because it loses going second.
Okay.
Like the deck wasn't even meta. The deck was not even the top of the meta during Unchained format, and we are much more powerful than Unchained format.
Like, yeah. Okay, mermaid. Isn't this?
Mermaid is questionable because we did get support, so it could be
No,
really
this is
good.
like moon. Closed moon. No, this is like moon. You can't do this. You just tutor out like free
Um,
nightmare.
Orcus requires a lot more bricks than Fiendsmith does. Like Orcus
That's
has a
interesting.
lot bigger engine requirements. Your trade-offs are a lot higher.
And you have to
Mermaid
do
doesn't
recurring
see
for sure.
Mermaid sees no play in Master Duel. I could see it seeing play in TCG because of the new support, but I think that that deck is cool.
Okay.
I
Okay. So quick note. Would you like to explain?
Yeah, so if we're banning Mermaid, then we do have to ban Ibli. I don't think anyone's cared. I don't think anyone cares about if we're banning Ibli.
But yeah, this is like a floodgate. Mermaid can search this or summon it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that would be cool, and I don't think it would see it play in any decks that aren't already playing
Okay.
Orcust
Wait. How is Chaos Ruler back at 3?
because it promotes good decks. It promotes healthy decks.
Wait,
It
you brought back
promotes
Kit Kalos.
yeah.
You can like synchro into this and then like do Kit Kalos stuff. That's like kind of too much, no? It just makes
I
the
don't
graveyard
think
decks kind of crazy.
I don't think I
And we
don't
have
think
Zombie Vampire. Wait, this card plus Zombie Vampire is crazy. It's a level 8.
I don't think a pure tier deck would play Chaos Ruler, and I don't think
It'd
the
be hard to
60
make,
card.
yeah. No, you
I
only
don't
play
think
this in Dragon Link, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think there are tier piles that you could play it in. I think those are cool. I don't think those are meta relevant.
Honestly, I think the Mill 5 is kind of hype. Whenever it
Yeah,
resolves, it's
it's
like
so
hella fun.
cool.
Yeah. That's good. Um, okay, so the Sunvine stuff could come
Those
back.
those are those
Do
can
they
come
do
back.
anything
They
like
don't do
crazy?
anything.
Do you know?
I mean the plant link end board is crazy, but it's the same problem as
Just
other
going
decks.
second?
It's going second is rough.
Okay.
Um, there I think there's been a single Ricketop in the past like 6 months, so
Okay.
it's chill.
Prankins should have been back. Meowmy should have been back.
Yeah, Meowmoo is fine.
It's just Malice.
Striker
Does the same
Dragon
thing as
is
Malice. It's
fine.
funny. Yeah,
Striker
Striker.
Dragon's fine. Dryden's is fine.
Wait,
It just
you think Striker's fine? This is a Link 1. Shouldn't it
I
be
don't
like
care.
limited?
No,
Oh wait, it already is limited.
it's fine.
It doesn't matter. Okay. Dryden. Yeah.
We have the Blue Eyes Link one anyway.
Okay. Sorceress got errata, right?
Yeah, Sorceress is because of the errata. That's why it's on there.
Okay.
I don't know why we don't have it yet.
Wait, I can't believe Samorgo's ever banned.
It was because of Barrier Statue.
Yeah. Okay, so this can come back. Okay, and then Verite is like the controversial one, but you said they play in Master Duel, or like it's unbanned in
Yeah,
Master Duel. It's fine.
Verite is legal in Master Duel, doesn't do anything.
Yeah, Linkuriboh should come back for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Wait, why was this card ever banned? It's for
Because
Snake Eyes?
It was Snake Eye.
Oh yeah, what about Poplar? Did you talk about Poplar?
It's fine.
It's just fine. I mean,
Yeah. You're not gonna play more than 2 anyway.
Yeah.
Because OSS is banned. Invoker, I don't like bringing back, but it can bring back. It can come back.
What does it do? Like,
it doesn't do anything currently.
Zodiac stuff?
Like, I guess from one day maybe it could do something.
Like Terratop bridges into any like Terratop
Yeah,
becomes like
Terratop bridges
Utility.
into Zodiac. Oh no.
Okay. No, but like it doesn't do much going second. I agree. Okay.
Yeah, Invoker's fine.
Emerald. Yeah, I don't know. Emerald should have been 3, right? I mean, there's no like disgusting thing you can do.
Nope. Yeah. If there's a disgusting loop, then it's gonna be in a bad deck that loses going second.
Tomahawk is
Tomahawk and Auroradon don't do anything in Master Duels.
They're in Master Duel, yeah.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Goblin, also same thing. It's in Master Duel, it's in OCG, doesn't do anything. Can come back.
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of like buffs to cards that don't even do anything in the current format. Yeah. Okay. Next is the semi-limits. Rapier and Fuello.
Yeah, so the semi-limited list should be extremely scarce because there's no good reason to put most cards on the semi-limited list. Rapier has a good reason. It's the same thing as Malicious was before, where it lets you do it once and maybe twice if you Daigusto Emerald it back. But I think that's so chill. I think you should be allowed to do a Rapier.
So the idea is like malicious. Like you have to, so you can't keep doing it over and
Yeah,
over.
you get to do it once.
Yeah, I know. This card being at 1 is like so sad because it does nothing. It's a vanilla.
It's not a vanilla.
Wait, what?
It's
The normal summon effect, but I'm talking about the other effect.
you get to. Okay, do you not know Zodiac? Okay, so you just slap a Zodiac on it, you can detach it, and then summon another Rapier, and now you have 2 Zodiacs on your board.
No. I meant as if it's at 1, it does nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah. So as a 1-of, this card is basically a vanilla. So you should bring it back at least to 2. Otherwise, you should just ban it. And then
I mean, one is effectively banning it, so that was the banning it. I think it can come back. I think it can be a good option for Zodiac decks. I think that should deserve to exist.
No, I think Konami's just like really scared of Zodiac because they had like tier 0 format for so long.
No, they are.
Yeah. So Fuelos, I think it should be at 3. Lily, you think it should be at 2?
I think Fuelos should be at 2 because I want to promote using the other Charmies that are have a bit better gameplay. Yeah, because I think you should. I think drawing 3 cards from your opponent is a good level. I think drawing 10 cards is a bad level.
But I mean, your opponent can choose not to give you that many draws. Like
yeah, that's why I'm putting it at 2.
Malice is good against this, actually.
Yeah, right, that's why I'm throwing it at 2.
I think it should be at 3 because going second is just like tough. But okay, sure.
Yeah, it's a feels bad card, especially when your opponent opens 2, and putting it at 2 reduces the rate of getting both of them in your hand.
X-Ryziel. So this is the limits. We have X-Ryziel, backup. So why did we choose to... Okay, why limit X-Ryziel and not keep it at like 2?
I limited X-Ryziel because I want to nerf the Ryziel variants, and I think X is one of the most powerful tools those variants have at their disposal. Particularly like Mitsurugi Ryziel really
like being able to splash
X.
it and just like summon it, get a free line off 1 card.
Yeah, I want Ryziel to be its own deck. I think that's when
that way you're doing like more 2-3 card combos. Yeah, that makes
yeah.
Total sense.
I think the splash ability leads to less fun decks. I think it was at its most fun when it was.
I think they put it to 2 and not like 1 because they want players to search X for follow up. Because Ryziel has a really bad follow up problem, especially without cross. So
I don't know why they put everything at 2. I think they just didn't want to limit it anything. They just wanted to consistently hit everything.
I see. And then backup is because we initially chose to ban all the Link ones, but then we realized that's like impossible because people just play like the other Link one, like Baylinks. Like we don't want to ban Baylinks.
Yeah, so, Baylinks does not deserve to get hit for Malice's crimes. So
I think backup is the biggest problem. When you draw this card with a Malice name, it's almost unbeatable.
Yeah.
Like Impulse does nothing. Everything does nothing basically because this card gets you to Wizard, and then Wizard gives you like 3 bodies. So it's not healthy gameplay. As an extender, it shouldn't do that much. This is also like a normal summon too, which is like kind of insane. Although it doesn't do anything on its own. Yeah. Okay. You chose to limit Snow. I agree.
Yeah, I think it could probably come back to 3, but I think it's safer to try it at 1
Wait, you
first.
brought Curious back too.
Yeah. I think Curious is chill.
Interesting.
It promotes those engine based decks.
I think like one target face down is like not that big a deal anymore because body decks just spam bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the gameplay has changed completely. Like maybe this is FTK against Malice though. If they like start a normal summon, just book it. They better have a Bestial.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think snow is a good interaction.
I chose Sixth Sense for my like crazy card.
It should not come back. Do
I
not
think
bring back Sixth
I
Sense.
think this card as a one of, you can't trap trick for it. It's probably fair. You can get Ash Blossomed. Like this card also doesn't do that much. You draw either one or you draw either draw like 5 or 6.
It
Um,
doesn't do that much. Sometimes you just win the game randomly.
no, but then your opponent's just gonna kill you. You know, it's like
No, they aren't.
as a trap card,
Not
it's
if
not.
you have.
You're
If you
only
draw
ever
5 or
activating this on your
6,
opponent's turn. That's the thing.
if you draw 5 or 6 cards, you draw either like 3 or 4 hand traps, or in your case, like 2 or 3 furnitures,
No,
and
but
the
furnitures
traps
don't do anything unless I draw like
are
another pair.
RES plus a trap, whatever. It's a Saki card. I don't think games should be decided by a die roll.
Okay, okay. I thought it would be more interesting, but fine, fine, fine.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It's probably a bad idea. Trapaholic is in the game now. They can tutor it even if you have 1 copy. You know what? You're totally right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kikalos, my
Kikalos.
bestie can come back.
You think
I think
tier does all that much?
Tearlaments would be like low tier 1, high tier 2 deck if it gets all this stuff that we mentioned back. I don't think it would be the best deck in the game.
I think with grass at 3 though, that's different now.
I don't think grass would be the optimal way to play the deck.
Okay. It would be more entertaining probably, but yeah. I think this card has been power crept, funny enough. Like I think White Binder is just a better card. But this card's a lot easier to make though. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Kikalos is chill.
Yeah, with Impulse we can also deny like the tier first fusion summon, which is like absolutely important. You used to not be able to do that, but now with Impulse I think like this is kind of nerfed.
Yeah, you have Impulse, you have Bestials, you have the Shufflers.
Well, they're not going to be live on the tier turn though. Like tier going first.
They're going to be live on your turn, which is when tier also plays.
True.
I think Kikaos can come back and it would be like a tier 2 deck.
I mean, all the names are still at 1, so
completely chill. Yeah.
Okay.
All the names are at 1. I put it in the limited section because maybe it'd be a bit much to have the second copy. It leaves it a lot. It leaves it a lot more vulnerable to like a Bestial or a Castira Unicorn.
Yeah. Okay. And then finally to the bans. So these are some crazy bans. Crossout. Why crossout?
Crossout talents and called by all fit into the category of cards that make you win the game going first. And I don't think there should... I think non-engine pieces that make you just get to do whatever you want on your first turn and win the game are bad for the game.
I think these cards are also good going first, or going second as well, right? Like you can use these as breakers.
Yeah, the going second of the cards are completely fine. I'm completely fine with talents as a board breaker. My problem with it is that when you go first and your opponent uses a hand trap, you just look at their hand and now the game is decided because you know all of their stuff, you know how to interact with them.
Yeah.
And you get rid of their best card.
This card's just it does too much, you know.
It's a shame because I really like it going second. I really like the non-targeting take control or the draw 2 cards. Or the even the hand rip going second is really nice. Yeah. I think it's really nice. It's just when you hand rip going first, then it's a broken card.
You don't think crossout's like nerfed? Because like when you go first, you have to also side in like the brick Fuelos or whatever. or Lancia.
You don't side in the you don't side in the Fuelos, you don't side in the Lancia for the crossouts. The crossout is just there for the cards that
Troll
you're
Ash.
are already in your going first sideboard. And I think even then it's still a problem
I think crossout
because
is like the worst one out of the three for sure.
yeah, crossout is the worst one, but it's
It should still be
still
banned, yeah.
it's
Okay.
it still has the toxic gameplay of oh my one hope against beating this deck going second is this card, and now oops they drew their card that
Yeah.
stops it. So well,
Why shifter
guess my
banned and
troll
not
is
one? Or not at one?
shifter at one is so awful.
No, but
You
like people don't even play it though.
yes they do.
I mean,
Okay. Maybe
okay.
not right. Maybe not right now because the best decks in the game are good at it. But like if you look in the OCG, Vanquish Soul is playing it right now, and really, and in Master Duel, like any deck that can play Shifter does play Shifter, and it
Still.
just leads. It still leads to games where if you draw this card, then you just win the game randomly.
Yeah.
And
It's more
yes,
about like the whole
it's less
variance
of
thing.
yeah,
Like
it's
getting
it's less of the time,
yeah.
but it's still unfun when it happens.
Yeah, you don't want games to be decided by like Saki one-ofs. Like people will just always complain, and I think that's like a very good thing for like
Even
competitive
yeah,
environments.
even if it's a 3 of, then it's still Saki.
Yeah.
It's just a
Okay.
card that wins you the game on the spot, and you didn't even have to lay a card on the board yet.
Protos should probably be banned.
Yeah, most of these floodgates have the same
But
philosophy
why
where
this and
it's
not Banshee or like the cards that search it?
because Protos is the problem card. Like why ban the searchers when you can just ban the problem card?
True. What about like oh, okay, even decks that want to play this like because their deck is good at it, like Sword Soul or something, like they probably shouldn't be allowed to do this. It's just too broken of effect.
Yeah, it just reads win the game on the spot, and
I think this
those
card should have been like divine attribute, so you can't call dark for free.
so you can't call dark.
Yeah, you have to call divine if this is your only thing. I think that's like totally fair.
That would be pretty funny.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, this card just shouldn't be in the game. Like it's just too good. Like
yeah.
we saw in like the German Nationals, like everyone was playing this.
Hmm.
It's like really degenerate gameplay. Even going second, it's like really good. Like you break your opponent's board and you still like lock them out, which is not good.
Yeah.
Um,
Cards should not say win the game on the spot. And I think this goes for most of the floodgates on here.
it's a
They
searchable one
just say,
too. That's the
they
thing.
just say win the game on the spot, so they should not exist.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be able to access this through your extra deck like ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
but the card itself
Lance,
is problematic.
yeah, Lancey is the same thing. Dinah's the same thing.
So okay, so then this is like the floodgate when banning section. Like
Yeah.
all of these
So
cards do some
all those
sort of flooding that's like
all
hyper
those
uninteractive,
floodgates just say win the game on the spot. So
and your
they
opponent
should.
can't do anything about it. They can't play differently around it or anything. Yeah,
And most of your outs to these floodgates are in your extra deck, and most of these say you can't access your extra deck.
yeah. No, I
Barrier.
personally think D barrier and okay, so then I think Mayakashi is in the same vein. Mistaken arrest is so these are like lingering, which is slightly different. These can't even be outed.
Yeah, you can't. Even if you could access your Harpy's Feather Duster or whatever, you still can't beat them.
Yeah, I mean these are just as bad, but I think as a lab player, D-Bear should be allowed to live. Same thing with Mischief, but I think if we're gonna go
I
down
think
this route,
I think if your deck needs a floodgate to win, then it shouldn't win.
yeah, I think it's like we'll take and we'll give. You know, we get rid of cross.
Yeah.
This is the most relevant one here. So why did we choose to ban cross?
Cross is the only unfair part about Ryzeal. I think the rest of the deck is super cool and should be a thing. but cross is just a broken card that says negate a card without being interacted with.
Yeah. I think it just
Like,
changes the way players have to deck build with this card in the game. And
you can't imperm it. You can't
I mean, you can imperm Star Ryzeal and then nib them. But
no,
like,
you can't imperm Star Ryzeal because then they'll just go into do a drive.
hold on. No. So then you have to nib them on the, like, if they start Ice Ryzeal into Star Ryzeal, then yes. But like sometimes they do the thing where they have like four monsters, and then like they make a cross.
Yeah, they do that because cross exists.
Yeah.
If cross didn't exist, then they would go for a line where they either set up their plugin or they set up twins so that they can play around nib.
This also encourages Ryzeal to play their other card spell and traps, which are actually good. Like Plasma Hole is way more fun than cross. Like you have to admit, right?
Yeah, and I don't see them playing Plasma Hole much. I do see them playing plugin, and I think plugin is a super cool card.
No, this card is so fun. Look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, XYZ on your opponent's turn. This is crazy.
Pop a card in Xyz.
Make a Typhon. You can do that, right? Yeah, you can.
You're gonna have a lot of fun with K9.
Sure. I think you can do that with the level 5, right?
Make a K9 turn
With
0.
this,
Yeah. Make a Typhon turn 0. It's so funny.
Yeah. Okay, and then King of the Feral Imps. This is more Ryzeal hits.
Yeah, King of the Feral Imps is my way of hitting Mitsurugi, because I think the pure Mitsurugi deck is really cool. I think it starts being a problem when it's branched with Ryzeal, and I think hitting the King of the Feral Imps means that Ryzeal has less ways of getting to Mitsurugi.
Yeah. Why Ouroboros?
Boros is for Herald.
Looping?
It's for Heraldic Ryzeal. It's just unfair gameplay, unfair hand looping.
Yeah, same reason why we banned Molten Glacier. You just don't. I think you think hand looping is like uninteractive.
You shouldn't have your resources taken away before you even get to play the game.
What about this card? I mean,
no, I think Lovely, and in the same vein, like the Chimera one is fine because it only does one. And
also,
I think
it's hard to get out.
It's still, yeah, it's hard to get out, and it only does one. And well, that some people still hate it. I think it's fine. The problem is
Glacier, you search it off like a random goons.
Yeah, the problem with Moon Glacier is that it does 2, and that's ridiculous. Especially in a deck where they also do 3 or 4 with their other stuff, like going into a Trishula.
Yeah, they end on like way more. Yeah.
Minstrel. And then Ouroboros is not a once per turn.
Yeah, they can loop it with like Eclipse and stuff. Yeah, it's just not fun gameplay. So then next we get into the Fiendsmith hits.
Yeah, Moon and Exiton are my Fiendsmith hits because I think the only problem with Fiendsmith is the splash ability, and just hitting Moon and Exiton temporarily. I think Exiton can come back once Ryzeal dies down.
But then
those are my ways of hitting their Fiendsmith splash ability, and therefore toning down the Fiendsmith variants.
And then you're preemptively hitting Paradise?
Yeah. Paradise is a preemptive hit. I don't want to see a K9 format with Paradise in it.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
This card is like the definition of like uninteractive gameplay. It's like
have an
Azathoth.
Yeah, have an Azathoth 90% of the time. Woo, fun.
Nice, yeah. Okay, and then Malice hits.
These are my Malice hits. Allied Code Talker. I don't think Malice should get negates. I think it should have its banishes and its bounce. I think that's really cool. I think an end board of like Cryptor plus Trap plus Firewall Dragon is where we want it to be at.
Are we still banning Lingriba?
Yeah.
The reason why
Lingaribo,
is
it stops your opponent's dominus impulse. It stops
oh,
their
true. Yeah. It makes the mirror like really bad, feel really bad.
yeah. It stops their impulse. It stops their
Imperms and
imperm. Yeah.
yeah. No, it should be like on your opponent's turn only. Oh wait, no. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. Wait, what? No. It should, no. Because like the idea is you want it. It's good because you can like, it makes a body and check like the trap when you're going second. Like I think that's kind of okay, but it's just the going first application that's like so
Yeah.
nasty. Yeah.
It's just a bit nasty.
Yeah. So like, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, how would you redesign this card or errata? You just can't. So you just have to ban it.
Yeah, and then Red Ransom hits the ceiling of the deck. It leads to those banning it leads to the end boards that I described of the maybe Firewall plus Cryptor plus Trap, which I think is where we want it to be at, instead of having the 3 or 4 other monsters on the board as well.
Well, I mean, if you don't have allied code, what are you making, like Bomber Dragon?
Yeah, you make either Firewall or Bomber. You make Firewall, Bomber, IP maybe.
Yeah, this card's I think too good. Like being able to play around Nib too, like insanely hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it not only does it get you to field spell, it can also get you to hair.
Yeah. My idea with hitting decks in general, and particularly Malice, is to hit the ceiling. And I think hitting Red Ransom hits the ceiling of the deck.
Yeah. Okay, and then last one is just Branded.
Sanctifier, just the same philosophy with the floodgates.
Yeah, I agree with most of these hits.
Yeah,
this
wonderful.
Thing was mostly Lily's. I'm like piggybacking off of her work. So thank you.
Yeah, please let me know y'all's thoughts. If there's any, there's probably like 10 floodgates that I missed that should also be on here.
Just comment below and
let me know if Ultimate Offering is a problem, etc. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Have fun.
What do you think is gonna be good if they ever like do these hits? What is the theoretical best deck?
They're never gonna do all of this. If all of this happens, then the Justice Hunters decks will be the best.
No, for Nats. Come on now.
Okay.
Probably Malice.
I could see Malice being the best. I think it's still Mitsurugi. Some variant of Mitsurugi will still be the best deck, and I think I'm chill with that.
Okay. Fair. Okay. Labrynth is actually the best deck.
True.
Without our 2 best cards of the format, D-Bear or Mischief.
Oh no, my floodgates.
My floodgates. Okay, alright. Okay, thank you guys for watching the video, and let us know what you guys think, and see you guys next time. Alright, bye.
Bye.